love, y'all? This is Brother Dooley. Hope everyone's doing all right. Before we even start, I'm going to ask everyone to take a nice deep breath. In the background, I got the jazz great Pharoah Sanders. So let's put the tongue on the roof of our mouth. Take a nice deep breath through our nostrils. Take a nice deep breath in, hold your breath. Exhale. Take another nice deep breath in. Hold your breath. And exhale. One more time. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Exhale. Sit with yourself for a second. Okay. Thank you for doing that brief meditation with me. I appreciate it. Now, like I was saying in the background, I was playing Pharoah Sanders. The song is called "The Creator Has a Master Plan." Believe it or not, I forget what the year this album came out, but it was on the top 10 Billboard, list during that time in the 60s. So it just shows you, the consciousness, the global consciousness of people in this country during that time, to be vibing to such music, you know. So I'm gonna turn that down a little so you could hear me a little more. All right. I want to share this book with you. Always trying to share some nice books that I come across. This one is called Pathfinder into Inner Realms. The author, Apa Shanko, but it's a great book, great read so far. I'm almost done with it, but one of the main things, the opening first chapter, it's interesting. It talks about all the different type of ayahuascas that brews that they drink in the jungle, that is more than just one, and it was explaining it in this book how they have certain ayahuasca that's good for memory, and the author was saying how that particular ayahuasca was his favorite because it allowed him to release. You would see people that drink this particular ayahuasca, them crying, asking God for forgiveness, all these things that they realize, all the memories that they might even put under the rug, the people that they hurt intentionally, unintentionally, all these things that come to the surface for a person. So he said a lot of tears that would come with that. They have other ayahuascas that are specifically for healers that allow a person to have something like X-ray vision, and being able to see what's going on in a person's body, the sickness, where it's at and all that, to help the healer or practitioner to, go into and operate on a psychic level or more efficiently, So this is a very good book. They also show, it was an interesting point in this book too, where it was this older guy who was basically used black magic, because they talked about a lot of psychic warfare in this book too. How the author, he's a white gentleman who was actually a drug addict, right? This author in the back here. And he was dealing with all kinds of addictions at the time. And he ended up going to the jungle for help, you know. And it was one point where he was laying on this hammock, and his teacher and them was doing their own thing. But all of a sudden, he got attacked by this bird, and he got severely sick. And he had to ask his teacher to be able to see what was going on with him. And he realized the teacher, some of the ancestors of that land, because this was a European, felt like he was an enemy there, and they sent this particular bird, this spirit bird, at him. Other points in the book, they were saying how, you know, how they would have to be able to get these psychic dots and stuff out of people and things like that, you know. But the chapter of this one, where this one guy who was a sorcerer, he would turn into animals, he would turn into jaguar. And he did a lot of horrific things. He, killed many people and stuff. And I remember in the book, he was saying that this guy, the author, was trying to go to this particular person to get this curse off of him or what have you. And he realized that when he looked at his feet they did not look human-like. And the old man said, "Yeah, I see you observing my feet." He says, after all the years of shape-shifting, my feet got deformed. It was like, he said, like his feet would like curve in and all that. It was pretty wild. But it's really a deep book. And I encourage people who are into the medicine work to really definitely check it out. He talks about in the book how, there's a lot of people out here doing this work, claiming they're medicine men, medicine women, and all the work that a person has to do to really cleanse themselves, to really take time to get to know the medicine. He was saying how he would take the ayahuasca, I think he was saying 4 or 5 times a week, So it's a good book. I wanted to make this video because I just been working on myself, doing my thing, connecting with folk, getting ready for the Detroit Psychedelic Conference. Big up to Mama Ayana. We're going to be having that in April, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm saying April. I mean August 19th to the 21st. And that's going to be in Detroit. If you haven't heard about the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, look it up. It's going to be amazing speakers there talking about all kinds of subjects. So it's going to be real, Also, because I haven't been on a video in a while, I was in Atlanta, a couple of months ago, and we was doing a retreat out there, and it was amazing. It was amazing. One of the highlights of the retreat was the sound therapy that occurred with Sister Nikki. Sister Nikki Monty is a master in peace. Good to see you, bro. Thank you. Good to see you too. A master in sound. So we sat with the sacred mushroom, and she has these humongous gongs. The gongs are like, I don't know. I'm not even sure how to measure it, but they're they're humongous. So she works with about 5 of them. And where she took us with the sound and medicine was amazing. Like in the beginning, you can literally see people's whatever fears or whatever trauma or whatever they were holding on to was just melting off of people, And then it got to a point where we were going into our higher selves. So it was an experience that I can't, so many ancestors came into the room. It was something else. But she's going to be doing some of that work at the Detroit Psychedelic Conference as well. And also my good friend Nikki Morgan, who's another great healer in her own right. She works with the tantric teachings and teaching people how to use orgasmic energy, kundalini energy, to work through a lot of their trauma, a lot of their pain, to get to their higher selves as well. So both of these sisters will be in the building, plus many more at the psychedelic conference. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Might be real short, but I felt compelled to do it for many reasons. But I did a combo session yesterday, and I haven't sat with Kambo. Kambo is frog venom. You know, they call it the vaccination of the jungle. I haven't sat with the frog in a while, you know, and it's not it's not my favorite medicine, to tell you the truth. How do we find out where you're having events? Someone's asking a question there. Well, you could always reach me at Love Mother Earth number 33 at gmail.com. You could always email me if you want. You know what I mean? That's Love Mother Earth number 33 at gmail.com. And just leave a message there, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Somebody's trying to work on a website for me. I'm pretty old school. You're welcome. You know. But yeah, like I was saying, the vaccination of the jungle. They call it the vaccination of the jungle, and I went to Costa Rica to learn about the frogs so many years ago, and it's not my favorite medicine. I tell you, there's a lot of throwing up involved, a lot of feeling nausea, a lot of like even yesterday, I'm itching everywhere while I had the medicine on. So it's very intense. And it's definitely warrior medicine, definitely warrior medicine, and it's for a lot of different things, a lot of different ailments, a lot of different diseases and stuff that a person might be dealing with. But also, it's good for the mind, for the mental, and also good for if a person has negative energy around them. You know, which in the jungle they would call it panema. All right, dark energy. Like they were saying in this book, there would be psychic warfare going on, and for a lot of mundane reasons, you know. In this human suit, we deal a lot with the ego. So a lot of times with, people talk about these different gangs, banging on each other. Well, ain't really things that much change over the years. You know, you had the same things happening with indigenous people in the jungles and different places where jealousy would come up, or this person has more better healing songs than me, or or have more clients than me, and all these other crazy things, So someone says, I took on the appearance of the frog when I got 6 gates. Oh yeah, the frog face. Yeah, I got I had the frog face last night myself. And yeah, that happens a lot sometimes, with people when they take combo. And but yeah, it clears up the negativity and stuff. And I felt like I needed to take some combo because I was feeling, just to keep it 100, I was feeling a little depressed, man. And sometimes I think people don't understand that when people are in a leadership role or called, you know, a community leader, a healer, or whatever, that we go through our shit too, and and there's been a lot of changes just happening globally, as we know, a lot of shifts that are happening, and because of that, there's a lot of things, if that are coming to the surface with us, even as individuals, you know. So for me, there was a lot that I was feeling a couple of days ago. I was trying to shake this this feeling of depression, and there it was surrounding a lot with my personal life, separation with my children's mother, and just really missing her. And for those who are young couples, you know always seek help, man. Seek therapy. Seek certain things. Sit with the mushroom ones. We can't always have all the answers ourselves, and there's so much trauma around a lot of black families and a lot of just families in general, so many single parent homes, and that's the last thing I wanted for my family, but all things happen for a reason. And I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about a good friend of mine that I was really trying to work with, who's been a great leader in the community here, who's on drugs, on hard drugs, and so a lot of people around me that were like my road dog. I'm seeing that life is kind of, you know, s- you know, people going through shit, you know, and I was I was uh I was feeling that. I was feeling that the other day, and it's melanin out here, peace melanin, And these past couple of years, past 2, 3 years, just been a lot of changes going on, and that's why I haven't been really making videos and stuff. Really, just trying to take care of me and and do the work for myself. You know what I mean? But Terry, peace. What's going on, Terry? You know, and so one of my good friends, who I have a lot of respect for, um, brother Thundervoice, good brother. And I have to say, I remember the last time me and Thunder was in ceremony. We was working on this woman who had cancer, and yeah, rest in peace, Dia. She was at the last stages of her sickness when we was working with her. And I had a good friend that said, "Hey, Dooley, can you do some work with her?" And I remember Thunder was there with me, my friend Thunder Voice, and he was helping to assist me while I was working on this sister. And it was deep, man. I'm like, I've sat with a lot of people, or I actually had people assist me before, but I seen how in tune Thunder Voice was during that day. You know, like even when I was pulling out some of the sickness out of this woman, and I had to do certain things to transmute it, he was like right there thing with my crystal sword, or a certain sound to break up whatever that was residue on me. I just seen how tapped in he was, I got sad and I was a little depressed too, because I was thinking about him, because people that know him might have not heard that he's locked up in prison right now. And a friend called me and told me, "Hey, Dooley, did you see your homeboy Thunder? He's on the news, you know." And I couldn't believe it at first. He sent me the link. I watched the news report. They said that he attacked some guy on the train, and and I just, I yeah, yeah, Melon, yeah, thank you, and I just couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? Because I was like, this is out of my friend's character, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on, you know? I haven't got a chance to speak to him yet. I don't know what, you know, haven't got a chance to. I gotta try to figure out a way to see what prison he's at or whatever. But something came to mind, and it really was with dealing with mental health. Um, some people think that being woke is all cool, or being, now this is, you're the ish or anything like that. On the contrary, when you start to get woke, or you start to open that third eye more, things, you start to see kind of things for how they are, on a deeper scale. And sometimes it could be really scary. I used to talk to people a lot about entities and attachments in some of my videos. And some people have no idea that that stuff is really real, you know? Um, just like we have physical parasites in our body that try to feed off of you, feed off your nutrients and these things, you have spiritual parasites as well. And it's just a real phenomenon. Um, just like just like when I took that combo, you know, and I could literally, I'm scratching my body, and you could literally feel like these parasites literally coming to the surface of my skin. This stuff is real. I can't make it up. And when a person has a lot of parasites and stuff, it's like your mind is not even of your own anymore. You know what I mean? Now you have someone dictating your reality. You have some beings dictating your reality, telling you, giving you signals in your brain to say, hey, well, I'm gonna go to that Dunkin' Donuts, or, I'm gonna go eat this or eat that, when you know you shouldn't be eating that, you know? So who's really in the driver's seat there of your mind? I remember, speaking of Kambo, I remember I had one sister that came to get Kambo from me, and she's a big coffee drinker. That's her thing, and she smokes a lot of marijuana. And I'm gonna go back to Thunder. I'm just trying to make this point, but I remember she had a big purge too. I've never worked with anyone that literally purged all night. I mean, she was purging for hours, for hours. Um, I've never seen that before. And the next day, she told me that when she went to, her morning ritual was going to Dunkin' Donuts to get her coffee and smoke her blunt, right? She said, Dooley, she said, it was so strange. I did not have the urge to go get a coffee that morning, to get my iced coffee. She said, nor did I have an urge to even smoke weed. She said, I noticed that whole week my weed intake dramatically lessened, and I didn't even want coffee. So there are attachments, there are parasites, there are different entities that do get on people, even the best of us, you know? And that's why it's so, so important to do the cleansing work, and with ayahuasca, they call it the dieta. Dieta is having the discipline to put away certain foods, to restrain from certain behavior. All these things to be able to take in the essence of Mama Aya on even a deeper level, you know? I'll never forget, just talking about parasites and attachments in general, I'll never forget there was a situation where at one point where I was going through certain things with my ex-wife, and I didn't want to go out and cheat or do anything at that time. I was trying to really deal with whatever what we was going through. But I remember I was watching porno, and I remember the porn became like addictive. And I remember one night, it was so deep that I was working on a friend of mine. I was working with my friend, and I did some healing with him, and I was riding back. I was working with the mushroom. I ride my bike back to my apartment. And I remember I was still in that zone. And next thing I know, I did some hand mudra thing, and it was like clip, clip. And I seen these two entities attached to me on the etheric level that was directly associated with that porn. And I remember when I did that, someone has a comment here. I also seen short entity in my room when I was meditating. I was, hold on, how do I read this whole thing here? Excuse me, I'm trying to go back to it. How you do this damn thing here? You press on it to, man, trying to go back to the message showed up and then it disappeared real quick. Trying to figure, okay. Um, okay, now there's another comic. Hey bro, where are you from? I want to do some combo. I'm from Boston, Beantown. Like I said, you can email me at lovemother number 33 at gmail.com if you want to schedule an appointment or get a you know, okay, I found out how to go back to the messages. Or if you want to set up a retreat or something. Okay, someone said, I also seen a short entity in my room when I was meditating. I was astral projecting and I saw that the being sucking my throat chakra energy, and it was weird because my grandmother seen that being in my room. This by someone named Colored Light. Yeah, that's very true, brother. Yes, it's very true. Thank you, Melanin. Melanin says, yes, please contact Dooley. He's amazing. I've had a session with Kambo with him. Thank you, Melanin. No. This stuff, it gets real. And when I did the clip, I didn't have an urge to watch porn anymore. You know, thank God. Same thing even when I used to smoke a lot of marijuana myself. And I remember I always tell people that situation on a mushroom journey where a voice came to me and said, Dooley, well, it didn't say Dooley, it said, why are you smoking this? You know, and went down a whole list of chemicals that, in my interpretation, was the blunt, you know, the tobacco product that I was wrapping the weed in, which I was using a fonto leaf. And we have to just understand all these things marketed, especially in a city, in the hood, they're sprayed with all kinds of stuff. But it went down with a whole list of different things that I was intaking. And I remember when I came down from the mushroom and I tried to smoke it, it tastes disgusting. I couldn't even smoke it. It was deep. And we also have to just be aware of the GMO weed out there anyway. You know, I remember I was working with someone and the message that I got was that this weed is not the same. This is they're messing with it. So we have to be we got to be very mindful of the things that's going on here. In regard to entities, okay, someone says, okay, we got some more comments going on here. Pornography has some strange demons that, this is Brother Terry Borderline, my friend Terry, has some strange demons that are hard to get rid of. I know personally. It's a hard fight, but it's worth it and possible to defeat it. Yes, I agree, Terry. And Melanin says, yeah, that happened to me after our snake venom ceremony. Wow. What's good, brother? How was working on the Xenon been going? Text Rock. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny that you says that, Tex Rock. I've been giving my xenon bulbs away, but it was funny when I was going through these feelings of depression. I seen a xenon bulb like laying in the corner in the cut in the kitchen that I didn't even see. So yeah, that was just another indicator to jump back on it. Yes, I remember that Coco Dooley, the bud, is not the same anymore. It's mixed with narcotics. Yeah, it's true. It's true, Melanie. So, yeah, just in the lines of entities, there was somebody says how they was astral projecting and seeing this being on them, right? There's a book that I always refer people to, Egyptian Postures of Power by Jason Quitt. I think it's out of print now. Shit, I mean, the joint's like 300 last time someone told me on eBay. But he has a new book out. And in this book, I forgot the name of the book, the title of the book right now, but he has a new book out. In the beginning chapter, he talked about the same scenario that brother talked about with the astral projection. He said that he was feeling this negative energy, and he popped out of his body and seen this being on his chest. He said he came up with a word that broke the energy up, which was Raha. Raha. This is what Jason Quick was saying. But Pa'at is another word that Sister Dr. A would always say in regard to breaking up negative energy. Oh, somebody says here, I've actually done Kambo before, but I think it's a time for another session. Can you please say the email again? Yes, no problem. It's Love Mother Earth, number 33 at gmail.com. Okay. So yeah, there's certain frequencies, certain sounds, certain breathing, certain things that you can do to offset these things. But combo, I would have to say, is one of those tools that I can personally say that can really remove a lot of different things that's going on or attached with you. It's very important to have that on hand during these times. Like even Stranger Things. You know, I love that show. It's a great show. I even finished watching the Umbrella Club, which was an interesting show too. But the new Stranger Things they just let out. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. L, the character L, or number 11, they gave a background story of of number one, right? And we have to understand, first of all, let's back it up a little. All right. Stranger Things is based off a real life situation. All right. You can look up, I want you to type up and do some studying on some research here called the Montauk Project. The Montauk Project is basically based off of the story, the show Stranger Things. You know, you know, reality. I mean, it's crazy. Once you start going deep down this rabbit hole, it gets very interesting. That's why having mental health stability is important, because once you start to understand these things, you can get very depressed, if you don't have a stable foundation there, because no one in their right mind would say, oh my God, our own government is doing these type of things. I can't believe it. But these things are real. We're in the age of the internet, the age of information. So it's just at the click of the button of you doing your own research. But the Montauk Project it was a deep mind control project dealing with, they would get people off the street, homeless people, orphans or whoever, people that by society standards people wouldn't look for. And there were a lot of mind control programs going on. Just like there was a lot of programs within there that dealt with opening up portals and stuff. Same thing that's going on with the conversation with CERN. Then they just opened up CERN again with in Switzerland. So this is real things that are going on here. You know what I mean? So but what were they showing in that show though? They were showing that the number one, the child that was seen to have these potentials, these psychic potentials, he basically, was put on this through this other dimension, but through L. Now, what was he doing? He was feeding off of people's fears. You know, that's the way he was able to get to people. He was able to get people and kill them and what have you through their fears, through their level of unresolved stuff that they needed to heal. you know so that to me, I was like, wow, that was so on point with the parasitic nature that comes with these entities, right? Now, I'm saying all this in regard to my friend Thundervoice. when before he got locked up, he was in North Carolina. He came to Boston to try to find some work and stuff, and I let him stay at my apartment, till he got back on his feet. At night, he started going to, yeah, someone says, yeah, the truth is stranger than fiction. Yes, it is. It's very deep. Um, he ended up going to the shelter at night, right? All I know is that one day he came to me asking me, how do I deal with these demons? You know? And he was saying that basically he's like, yo, how do you fight them? How do you deal with them? And he was asking me these questions, and I was like, I was like, seemed like Thunder's going through something. Then another day, this was the last day I seen him. Last day I seen him before I went to New York, because I go to New York once a week. On Thursdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm in Brooklyn doing healing work out there. It's a good group of people that come every week for different medicines and stuff. But last day I seen him, he said, Dooley, can you get a necklace of protection for me? He's like, he says, can you maybe get something from Brother Hank or Uncle Hank to see if he can make something for me? And I remember I said, sure. And I gave him some xenon bulbs, actually. I said, yo, you could take some of my xenon bulbs on my shelf. You could take a few of them, bro. And I said, when I come back, I got a necklace for you, brother. Now, to rewind a little, last time we had the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, I remember me and Thunder stayed at Sister Acacia's apartment. And I remember Thunder was laying on the floor, and all of a sudden he starts screaming, saying, oh, they're on me. Get them off of me, Dooley. Get them off of me. And I remember I called Acacia in the other room, and we both did some energy work to get whatever was going on off whatever on this brother. So that was the first time I seen with him, my good brother, that he was going through some stuff on a psychic attack level. And next thing I know, that last day I seen him, next thing I know, he's locked up, saying that, he attacked somebody on the train and in the shelter, and like I said, this wasn't Thundervoice's type of behavior. This was not his type of, he didn't carry himself like that. People that know him, So I just know that we have to be careful out here, family. Don't be a victim to these lower vibrational beings, man. And because there's a shift going on, if there's any truth, there's the truth of change. Nothing stays the same. And even though it might look like the world is going to a mess and have been going through a mess, like even the other day I'm watching this video talking about technology, right? And it was talking about even the different clothing, like how so much plastic is in the ocean now. I remember I was saying to myself, man, I was like, man, we're really fucking up this reality here. We're really fucking up this world here. And again, because I'm a Pisces, I get very sensitive to things. So I was feeling very sad that day. But if anything, nothing stays the same, y'all. And the shift that's going on, you could do your own research now. So many people that are saying the same thing, that are tapped in, saying that there's a different frequency coming from our sun. There's upgrades happening right now. And those who have been running this so-called system are fighting tooth and nail to try to hold on to it, right? But change is destined to happen, you know? So while these changes are happening, be mindful of what you're taking into yourself. Be mindful of what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're eating, who you're associating yourself with. And none of us are quote unquote perfect. I think on the bigger scale, there's one consciousness, you know, and we're here to do the work. We're here to know thyself, we really are. And then that process of getting to know ourselves, we're going to go through bumps in the road. We're going to fall down sometimes. But yeah, we got to brush ourselves off and never give up, you know, never give up, you know. Like I was listening to Bob Marley the other day, and God bless those who give, who share, because sometimes we never know who are sharing, how this might affect another person or might help inspire another person, because it could get rough out here sometime. But I definitely wanted to speak upon some things and really talk about my good friend Thunder for a second. And I hope he's doing well wherever he is right now. But we gotta take care of our mental health, y'all. And even another good brother, friend of mine in the community who so many people looked up to, and it's just strung out on crack right now. I didn't want to believe it. I refused to believe it. I was hearing things here and there, but people have to deal with them, their demons sometimes, and really deal with themselves. And I know where some of that behavior is coming from with him, him losing his mother, all kinds of different things. And people sometimes deal with loss and pain in different ways, like even losing my mom, the other day I was just thinking about her, how much I miss her so much, and yes, sometimes she visits me and stuff, but, life gets deep sometimes, you know? So instead of demonizing each other and say, oh, well, that was his karma, or, whatever, or he should have been more stronger mentally. We never know what a person is going through sometimes, And instead of throwing people under the bus, how about we try to help lift each other up, So I'm gonna continue with my day. Definitely check out this book, man. I think it's dope. I think you would enjoy it. And I got this at the African Arts Festival in Brooklyn. This is a great piece, Been doing a lot of healing with it, man. So get your healing tools, Someone says here, it's there's always be hope, especially when you truly want change from within in the environment that you're in. Yeah, thank you, man. But get your healing tools. Also, for the people that made the comments on here, thank you for listening and checking it out. Check out my good friend Melanin Dawn. She's in the Florida area. Great herbalist. Please check her out. She's on Facebook, Melanin Dawn. Melanin and in last name DAWN. They would support each other. Let's check out each other's work and help educate each other. All right. So, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna go do some Qigong now. Go sit in the sun, man. But thank y'all for listening once again. And I'm continuing this work, man. And And again, if you want to reach out to me, feel free to. And I'm here for folk, you know. And on Wednesdays, again, I'm in Brooklyn on Nostrand Ave. Hit me up. It's a good group of people. We got Sister Nikki Morgan in the house on Wednesdays now with us Wednesday nights. And she's doing a lot of great work. She really is. Especially for the sisters activating their womb power. And also Sister Fairy Hawk, she been coming through too, working with people with the cacao, the ancient chocolate, and how, I just didn't even know this, but she was saying how cacao is very good for mental stability too. How she got a lot of her clients off of antidepressants for just working with the cacao, having them drink cacao every day. That's the ancient chocolate, y'all, you know? So check out working with cacao as well. There's things here that Mama Nature has provided for us to help us out. So it's up to us to educate ourselves and do the action and really, start doing the work. All right? Peace and love. Enjoy your day, evening, whatever time you're listening to this. And I love y'all, man. Take care. Peace.